Hello, this is Matt Strawn from Volkis, and in this video I would like to go over building reports from spreadsheets. Now, the initial idea of Report Ranger was to help us build penetration testing reports, and that's what we still use it for predominantly. But the programming way of building reports that Report Ranger brought was useful for a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And in particular, I found it really useful for compliance reports, because what happens is I can use a spreadsheet like this as a base for the compliance report. And then I can use Report Ranger to just build the report from this spreadsheet. Now, I know a lot of compliance people aren't great programmers. That's not what they're there for. I do have a history in programming and I'm doing a bit of compliance work at the moment. But the good thing about Report Ranger is you can build the base report and then all of the actual work is just running off a spreadsheet like this. What I've done is I've put together a spreadsheet that's just based off the NIST spreadsheet that they just give you. I've taken out a couple of columns. I've put another couple of columns in, like category comments and subcategory comments here. And this is the kind of spreadsheet that you can just build a report from. Now, in the background, we've got simple base for a report. So what I'm going to do, I have made it so that the output you can see on the right-hand side, the input you can see on the left-hand side, and let's start building the spreadsheet. Now, Report Ranger, you can import any spreadsheet pretty simply by using the import command, import XLSX. So that will import the XLSX spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet itself is just called nist.xlsx in the directory of the report. So let's import that spreadsheet. Imports, you take a list of files to import. So file nist.xlsx variable. And I would like to import it with the asdict list equals true. Now what this will do later on, that will mean that I can refer to it instead of column 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can refer to it as these titles here. It makes it a lot more convenient later on. So I've put in asdict list there. And then what I'm going to do is use a function called build from data. Now let's look at this function. This function takes in the spreadsheet itself. It has three different parameters, headings, heading text, and text. Now, I find the best way to figure out how this works is to just give it a go. Now, I've saved it, and as you notice, nothing's really happening. But what I want to do is start building a report from this spreadsheet. So if I put function in the headings, let's see what happens. So headings takes a heading level 1, 2, 3, 4 and maps it to a column. Let's see what happens. Now, suddenly, you've got identify, protect, detect, respond, recover, function, identify, protect, detect, respond, recover. It's taken the values from this first column. In the back end, what it's doing is it's going through every row, and when this changes, it takes that group and puts it on that heading. Let's put in another heading there under 2. 2, well, the next one is category title. So let's put in category title. And save. Okay, so the second level of heading, there's all the category titles. Now you can see you've got identify, that goes from asset management to supply chain risk management. you've got asset management to supply chain risk management as the next heading. Let's put in the last one. Let's put in subcategory. Subcategory was all of the different requirements under that. And you can see all the different requirements are there. So what Report Ranger is doing in the background again is going through row by row. And when this changes, there's a new heading and it becomes a hierarchy. Now, when it changes, it can be either, if we undo the merge and center, these are actually blank. You'll ignore blank. It would say blank rows aren't actually a change. So you don't need to fill in repeats there. You can just do merge and center to make it a nicer looking spreadsheet. One of the ideas is to just have it so that the spreadsheet itself can be given to the client as well. Now, these headings are great, but you want text under them. Text, let's take category comments here and put it under the category. So to do that, we have the level. Sorry, that was heading text. To do that, we have the level, category comments. Now that should display the category comments under the category. Okay, let's display the category comments under the category here. And you can do three subcategory comments. Subcategory comments in this spreadsheet, I haven't filled it in. Okay, I've now saved it and you can see this is now filled in for first subcategory. You can see as I update the spreadsheet, it updates the report as well. And it's just building the report from this spreadsheet. You might find though that you don't want just what's in the spreadsheet to be in the report. You want something that's a bit more complex. And Report Ranger allows not just putting in the title of a column here, it also allows putting in dynamic templates. Let's give it a go. This is going to change this to, this is a dynamic template. Just the text. Let's get the category comments. Category comments is, you can see it's replaced the space with underscore. Because this is going with a variable, you can't have variables with spaces. Report Ranger just changes it to an underscore. Okay, two considerations here they've got to make. First one is, this is markdown. You can put in markdown and this will add the markdown to the text itself. If we open a preview, you can see the markdown is processed as markdown, even though it's markdown in the Excel spreadsheet. You can also, in here, use Report Ranger tags. Again, let me just give you more space. So clients, here is ranging automation. It's added in ranging automation. This is a list of different values, ranging automation. So tags will be processed by Report Ranger. There is a catch though. Let's try here. So what I've done here is use the Report Ranger template here. You've got the tag, but Report Ranger will never double process tags. So this is portraying it as a value. It will just show in the tag itself. But you can use the process tags function to process the tags in this. Okay, so what would you use the more dynamic content for? I mean, you can have a table. One of the handy little things that build from data does is gives you the ability to refer to all of the rows in the hierarchy that you're doing. So in this case, you've got the category title, all of the rows in this subcategory, all of these subcategories here. So I can do that with table upcoming rows. Keep in mind, this is the dynamic template for text here. Let's give a preview. And you can see that for asset management, it's given the table. Unfortunately. Okay, it's given the table with all of the rows. Now, it doesn't really like that big table at all. So one of the handy ways of fixing that is to use call picker. Call picker just takes in a list of titles. So let's get subcategory and subcategory CMM. Okay, that's a little bit better. Let's give the preview. Okay, so what it's done is it's gotten all of the rows under that hierarchy. So you can display summary tables, for instance. You can display charts with this. Our more advanced build from data-based report templates, for instance, have charts on every level. It looks good, and Report Ranger does it all for you. All of the colors, all of the values, and you end up just having to work from this spreadsheet. Build from data has a lot more capability, even though it's quite simple. For instance, I did mention the heading text. I've been leaving that there for you. Heading text works exactly like text, but it replaces the heading itself. It can be used to put in new pages, new lines. So let's say for subcategory, you don't want the subcategory to be like this. You just want it to be bolded. Let's change that to be bolded. So 3. Let's have it be subcategory being bolded instead of the heading itself. And so now, instead of the third heading, it's just being bolded. And once you get used to this way of building reports, you can set the template up, set the report up, and then the rest of the report is just working from this template, working from this spreadsheet. And you just need to fill in these boxes. You can use markdown, you can use tags, and then it does the rest of the report for you. You can use all of the data validation of the spreadsheet, and it does it for you. I hope this was helpful for you. If you have any more questions, then let us know, put in a comment. You can look at the documentation in the Report Ranger wiki. Otherwise, hope you go well with building these reports.